Eventually, one of these days. No, it's not even eventually one of these days. We are arriving at the point where The Witcher is going to be irrelevant, and it is coming soon. And I was explaining this to someone earlier, where I said that the major reason, because there really wasn't a reason, but the major reason as to why uh season 3 of The Witcher was turned into two parts has everything to do with Netflix wanting to milk Henry Cavill as Geralt for as long as possible, because they do not have faith, nor do they have any hope that when season 4 rolls around with Liam Hemsworth, that it will be well enough received and liked that it will basically get them a season 5. And I know like a lot of people are like, oh well, Netflix has given guarantees that there are going to be 2 more seasons. How many times has Netflix created a show, started production on season 2, and then like a week into production, canceled the show? There's a bunch of Netflix shows that were promised a second season or a third season, and they just didn't do good, and they got canceled and they got forgotten about. We are in that situation with The Witcher. And I feel as though not a lot of people are talking about what is about to happen, because there's something fundamentally wrong that's going on between the way in which the showrunner is treating the situation, the way in which Netflix is treating this situation, and the way in which the fans are essentially treating this situation. And what I mean by that is, towards the end of God, so it was like last year sometime that Henry stepped forward and he was like, I'm no longer going to be Geralt. This is going to be my final season on the show. Then we had the smear campaign that the showrunner essentially started against Henry Cavill, basically calling him a dude bro. Then we had the anti-smear campaign, which was people who worked on the show coming out and talking about how great of a guy Henry Cavill is, because when he works with you on a movie, he likes to talk to everyone, get to know everyone's name. Like, he'll have downtime and he'll just randomly start up a conversation with you. He'll nerd out with people. And the smear campaign about Henry Cavill being a dude bro kind of died. It disappeared. Then stuff started coming out about the showrunner, about how she made fun of the original works, and that she thinks that the source material is essentially garbage. And she had to basically come out and defend herself, where she was basically like, well, it's my job to basically interpret this and put it on screen in a certain type of way, and I wanted to take it in this direction, but certain individuals wanted to be more faithful to the books. She was talking about Henry Cavill. And that died out. Then we got the prequel series, which absolutely fucking bombed. If there was a situation before where you were given a machine that printed money, which is what basically The Witcher was. The Witcher was a flagship show for Netflix. And what I mean by that is there aren't a lot of Netflix series that you can look at and say flagship. Stranger Things is one. The Witcher is another one. Sense8 used to be one, then they let it go and they let me down. You could say that flagship movies would be Extraction, Extraction 2. These are draws. There are Netflix originals that are draws that pull people in to subscribing or justifying the subscription every single month. The Witcher was that. The Witcher had massive views for season 1, mega massive views for season 2, and now its views are down. They're saying viewership is down by 30%, and it could be even worse. Here's the thing. If viewership is already down by 30% for part 1 of season 3, they are going to be down drastically more for part 2. And if they are down drastically for part 2, there's going to be an eye. Netflix is going to keep an eye on season 4. And if season 4 launches at even less views than 3, I would say that if season 4 was to launch with less views than, let's say, maybe season 1, there's a high probability that the show just gets canceled outright. That it chopping block instantaneously, and they just get rid of it altogether. And I think that is the direction that we are going in right now. Because you see Netflix trying to push, or at least before season 3 dropped, Netflix was trying to push Henry Cavill. It was like, he's still here as Geralt of Rivia. And it's like, all right, sure, fine. He's still here as Geralt of Rivia. Okay, but he's leaving. Like, this is the point in time where, like, you'd probably start pushing Liam Hemsworth and the way in which he's going to be looking as Geralt. Nothing. I don't even know if anything Liam Hemsworth has put out in regards to Geralt since he got the role has even gotten enough traction or hype behind it. I think the only thing that he could do is pull, like, the way in which Geralt looks in the video games as the way in which his character is going to look. Even the way in which they're describing how they're going to handle the character change is rubbing people the wrong way. Because in the games, Ciri has the ability to basically travel worlds. And it literally works in the form of a multiverse where she can travel the multiversal pathways to a completely different reality. The way in which they're explaining what she's going to do is she's going to open up a temporal bubble, step through, get lost, get control of her powers, return back to where she was from, step back out, and it's not going to be the same reality that she left. So then that opens up just a can of worms of, does Ciri just go screw it and live with this new Geralt and Yennefer? Or does she just, like, never go back or attempt to go back to her Geralt and her Yennefer? What's the plan here? What exactly is it that we're gonna do? What? You got, to quote Negasonic Teenage Warhead, you got me in a box here. Because what you're telling me you're about to do sounds like trash. And I have no interest in even taking part in watching the show if that's what the overall plan is that you have to rectify this situation. It would have just been a whole lot easier to just bring him in and call it a day. Spartacus did that. Andy Whitfield passed away. They brought in Liam McIntyre, and he took over. Worked out. It took a little bit of getting used to for the first 3 episodes. Once you got used to it, you were 100% okay with it. We can do that here. There's no need for no fancy magic or anything along those lines. But it's not going to save your show. Because your show is going to crater. And when I say crater, I mean crater. We're down 30% now. And this is only the first half. There are these weird stylistic decisions that basically happened in, like, the last 2 episodes that kind of pulled people out the way in which you're attempting to tell the story. We're jumping into part 2. Down. Then once that's done, Henry's gone. Netflix can no longer use Henry Cavill to try and hype or pull people in. They have to use Liam Hemsworth. His name isn't as big as his brother's. It's not going to work out. We are looking at the end of The Witcher. This is where The Witcher ends. The Witcher ends at season 4. Like, I'll bet money on that. Season 4 ends. We'll get about maybe 3-4 months, and then Netflix will reveal, hey, this is it. Show canceled. Like, thank you very much, Liam Hemsworth, for being Geralt of Rivia. Thank you very much for all the Witcher fans who were around this entire time, but we are moving on to bigger and more different and stranger things. Figuratively and literally. Oh boy, I didn't think we were going to ever get here. Like, I really feel like Netflix fumbled the bag. And I don't think it was Netflix's fault. I feel as though the showrunner fumbled the bag. And Netflix is, like, just looking and watching what they built and what they had, or a cornerstone of what they had, burn. And when it falls to the ground and it's reduced to ashes, they're going to turn in her direction and send her to the Shadow Realm, where it's just like you're gonna be directing webtoons or something along those lines. You ain't finna get no more big jobs, but we'll see. We shall see. Let me know what you think. What do you think about the whole Witcher situation? Do you really think that The Witcher is going to survive past season 4 when Liam comes in? Or is the show now dead, but it's just hanging on to Henry Cavill's coattails as he walks out the room past Superman and into the Warhammer universe to start a completely new, a whole new chapter in his acting career? Let me know. Comment down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.